All right, good afternoon. Going to be taking a look today at some of our different Jonas mobile solutions that we have to offer for our clubs. Kind of three different flavors on them. The first ones that we're going to look at is going to be the member-facing mobile apps. The second one that we're going to look at is kind of our internal piece, which is going to be the mobile point of sale. And then our third piece that we're going to look at today is once again, it's an internal piece, but it has to deal with scheduling communications, working with your staff and the mobile solution that goes with that. So without further ado, we'll kick off here. And just a quick overview of Jonas. As a company, what we offer, this is our different product spectrum. So everything from Jonas Club Management, web solutions are going to be in here. And this has pretty much everything that falls underneath the Jonas umbrella here. We're a company, we have over 250 total employees, and our professional service team and our Clubhouse Online team have totaled over now 5,000 plus installations. So when it comes to the overview of a club, it's not necessarily just one area or another that Jonas can assist with, but a whole entire enterprise solution. Everything from your reservation software, your member billing, food and beverage, member engagement, all different areas of the club. Jonas looks to have a solution for our client base. So these are just some of those different areas that Jonas can cover. So what I'll do now is I'll leave this here in the background. I'm actually going to slide over my phone here to kind of walk through some of those different mobile facing solutions that we do have. So as I go in, the first one we're going to be looking at, as I mentioned, is our member facing mobile apps. Jonas has two different flavors of these. We have our generic, which is our Clubhouse Online version, non-branded. Then we do have a branded version of the mobile app as well too, which is our Mystic River Club. So we're going to look at both these. The user interface is very similar between the two. So if I do go to open up Clubhouse Online for the first time, non-branded, this does have the Jonas logo as well as the Jonas logo here up on top. And when we do look at the branded one, you'll see those primary differences really quickly. What this is it's going to be an extension of your website. So it allows for a lot easier for your members to engage with booking modules and those types of pieces, as well as some member communications can be done in here as well too. But there's two different areas to go in here. If they're looking to book an event, a tea time, a court, these are all going to be applications that are relative to your specific property. So if you don't have a golf course, you probably won't have tea times on there. But if you do have tennis courts or pickleball or bocce or anything else along those lines, it's more of a court similar type reservation that will be available if you're using it through Jonas. And if they don't like the picture view, they do have the option as well. If I go up here to the menu feature, to go down and click same exact things, roster is going to bring you to the same place, as well as dining is going to take you to the same dining area on here. So this is a list view as opposed to the image view. You can include other pieces in here as well too, different PDFs. If you're updating your menu seasonally, you want to have that accessible to the mobile app. It's all controlled within your admin portal of your website, and what you can link things through to the mobile app. Going back into here as well, if I do go to click a dining reservation, if your members are familiar with doing it on the website, the process looks very similar through the phone. It's all mobilely responsive, so it's going to size up with the device that they're specifically viewing it on. If it's a tablet as opposed to an iPhone or a personal computer or anything else, it will size up with the correct resolution. As they dive into it, once again, looks just like the website. So if they go in, they know what day they're looking to come in at. We'll say, tomorrow I want to get dinner at 5:15. Party size is going to be 2. I can go in and click find available times. Once again, just like the website, these modules will show what's available for reservation. And from there, they can go in, enter in their details, enter in any special characters, and book that reservation simply through their phone. The piece that is unique about the mobile app, as opposed to having just the website alone, is that when I go back, you see now dining reservation confirmed, which is cool because it syncs up. If I close out of there, I'll go and select menu, and I can go and see notifications. These are going to be unique to the mobile app. So notifications are going to be like what I just received, as well as if you want to send out a notification to your members to say that, remember, Tuesday is taco night, Taco Tuesday, to get there at 5 p.m. So you can use your notifications for basic pieces like marketing to get member engagement up with the club. The other piece that's unique about the mobile app as well, and not the website, is going to be this report a problem. This is, for example, if I go to the fitness center after hours and the treadmill is not working and I want to take a picture of it and send it to maintenance, I can do that right from my mobile app here. Same thing applies to the golf course or any other area of the club. You can tie in multiple areas to this with report a problem, as well as a digital member card will be on here, which can be accessible via a barcode or a QR code. So those are really the unique features for this generic version of the mobile app. What I will do though, show you the primary difference between this one and the custom one is when your member does download this for the first time, they'll be downloading Clubhouse online. Then they'll go from there, they'll search the club name, enter in the username and password. If I go into the branded version of the mobile app, which you'll see really quickly, it says Mystic River now as they log in, as well as Mystic River Club here up top. Once this loads, you'll see the user interface is identical between the generic one. But the other primary factor that is different with the branded app is when I do log out, when they go to download for the first time, they'll download the club name as opposed to Clubhouse Online. They don't have to search for the club up top here anymore. They'll use their same username and password for the website, as well as these different tiles or information can be included prior to logging in. So if it's directions, contact information, images, all that kind of stuff can be included prior to the member having to log in. So if it's dress code policies for guests or anything like that, those features can be included in to the exterior portion of the mobile app with the custom one as opposed to the generic version. So next thing we're going to touch on here, so I'll actually slide my phone back over and we're going to take a look at the Jonas mobile point of sale. So I'm actually put mute on there. And I'm just going to play this video. I'm going to pause it at a couple points once we start to show it. So the first thing, this is going to be tied into specifically company-owned devices. If I'm a server at the club, I'm not going to be able to go and download Jonas Clubhouse Management onto my specific personal device. These will be club registered devices, as well as this is Android only. So this will have to be on an Android device. Looks like it's about on your standard cell phone device on here, but it can be used on a smaller tablet as well because it is optimally designed for a smaller handheld device. But the first time this is downloaded, this will be registered. You'll search your club name, and then the username and password are going to be tied in uniquely to the individual server who is going to be using this device for the day. The piece that's unique about here is don't think of this as a replacement of your entire Jonas point of sale, but this will be used as an extension of your point of sale. So if you have 5 current point of sale terminals in Jonas license today, you can use 5 of these devices at the exact same time. As we're walking through this as well too, you'll notice some different pieces in this that look a little bit different than your full-blown standard point of sale when it comes to the touchscreen buttons versus your list view, which you have in here. So the part that is very, very different from this when your regular point of sale is this does have the capability to operate both online and offline. So as the server logs in for the day, they'll choose their sales area. And what this will do is when you choose link to device, this will pull in all those sales items that are linked to that specific area, as well as your entire membership database. So how this operates offline is all the sales items are on here already, as well as all of your members. So if this is being ran for the snack cart and they're out on the 7th hole, a mile away from the clubhouse, and there's no reception or anything out there or service, they can still go in and take those orders. As soon as this does have cellular service or Wi-Fi, again, this will be able to fire those items back into Jonas. So if it's a member charge or a cash charge or anything like that, that will still be accounted for once connection is reestablished. The other nice part with this as well is if they're working, let's say the patio and there's a spotty Wi-Fi area on the patio where it's not a good connection base, if this does lose connection briefly, they're not going to lose where they're at and entering in that order as well. They'll still be able to complete that order. When they fire it to the kitchen or send the order, which is the button on here, they'll still be able to send that as soon as connections reestablished again. So you'll see the device sync as well is it's pretty quick. They'll pull in all those items and then they can toggle in between different areas if they need to or switch different areas. But the first piece that you saw right there briefly was a little button at the bottom, and we can share these videos as well too, so you can see it a little bit slower and pause it where you'd like to. But this is where they're going to create a new chit. Since this is tied to a full-blown point of sale restaurant area as opposed to a snack cart, you're probably not going to be entering in a table number if it's for the beverage cart, but you will if it's in the regular restaurant, as well as covers too, which is the next screen that you'll see pop up. So they're going to enter in a table number as well as the number of covers. So once you get the chit owner on here, it'll prompt for covers. And then right there is, it's going to be tied to one primary member. And you'll see as I pause again, it has seat 1, seat 2, and seat 3. So right there are the 3 chits for that area. And then this is the other primary difference besides the offline capabilities are it's going to be a list view as opposed to the traditional push button point of view for your point of sale that you're used to seeing. So these different features in here, as we scroll down and you'll see, it is divided by menu. So lunch menu, beverage menu, wine menu, depending on how you have your point of sale set up today, will help with scrolling. Or if there's a specific item that they know really quickly, they can search it up here in the menu to pull that item up, add the quantities. All these items exist within your point of sale today as well, so you don't have to go out and recreate everything in Jonas. Same with your modifiers. If the char burger in here prompts for bun type and cheese type and temperature and condiments, all those modifiers will already be in here as well. And as we move in, you'll see it scrolls through the menus there. Adding in a beverage for seat number 1. Seat number 2 is assigned to a guest right now. That's the default option. If you go and click on that box, so you can see what you'll do here in just a second. You can tie it to another member as well. Once again, the entire membership database is on this device here. It's synced with it. So you'll be able to search to add the member to seat number 2. And that's where you can continue to assign those different items or add different items to the order by cover or by seat number there. These are those modifiers for that specific drink. Then they're adding in a drink for number 3. And once they go to the review screen, this is where they can now click send order. It's going to send those 3 beverage choices to the designated area so those can start to be prepped. If they're going on to say now they're at table number 2, they're going to move to table number 3. They can select next order, and then that will allow them to enter in a new table number as well as the covers, etc. And they can keep these chits open until they are ready to be closed out. Now the next item is going to be in here. That's the send order, is going to be adding additional items to that specific chit that is open. So they're going to bring this one back up for Mr. Romano there. And now they're going to click add items, which allows them to add in the entrees here. So this is a search feature really quickly. And then if they go in and add another item, these are all those different modifiers that are already in your point of sale today. And let's say if they want something specific or special or unique that isn't a modifier, this is where you can type in those add notes. So you can pull in those items that don't really exist on the menu or something special that they're going to be adding specifically to that item. As their entrees get entered in, once again, they will review and send the order back to the kitchen so those entrees go through. If they're ready to settle their order at the time, then they can also do that on the device. Today, right now, the only options that you have for settlement are going to be member charge or cash, which we're getting into that right now. And I'll pause and let's reach that screen. So quick member charge or cash are the 2 payment options on this device. But since this is tied directly with your point of sale, if they do want to settle via gift card or a credit card or anything else that's not a quick member charge or cash, that can be done at your regular Jonas point of sale terminal. Since these chits are open within the point of sale, they just pull it up on the terminal and they'll do their traditional card swipe or plug in the chip there from that piece of it. Gratuity can be added on here as well. And then there's a print receipt option. These do communicate with a couple different types of Bluetooth printers, which we can get you the specifics on those. So if this is being used at the beverage card, they want a printed receipt, they can have that printed right from the card on that printer. But from there, payment's done now, and that's that print option being highlighted as well as the done feature. So the done is just closing out that chit. Once again, if this is being used as a beverage card or anything else, it has online and offline capabilities there. That's very unique for this device. The list view as opposed to the push button view is unique as well. And you can use as many of these devices as active point of sale license that you do have, and they can be used at the exact same time as your regular Jonas point of sale terminals. So the last piece that we're going to take a look at is going to be the staff scheduling applications. So I will drag this screen back over here and we'll go and look at the 2 different versions of that. They are both included with Shift Manager. You have your Shift Manager standard app, which is the employee version, as well as Shift Manager Plus, which is going to be the manager version or viewpoint. So the first one will be the employee one that we look at. And the default screen for the employee is going to bring them into the calendar view of their schedule. So looks like for this month of November, I'm only scheduled this week. I'm going to assume that the schedule hasn't been published yet, but you can publish out 6 months in advance if you'd like. You can publish specific singular days, weeks at a time, a month at a time, however you want to do that in the back end. But we're really looking at the employee side here, which is how they're receiving those communications. So as their shifts do update, they do get a push notification saying that there's been a schedule change. They can view the calendar from this viewpoint as well too. Blue is going to be my shifts. Green is going to be availability. I'll show how that's set, as well as gray is going to be time off requests. Then there's this red one in here. It's not posted any today, but this allows them to see available shifts. So by available shift, let's say that as the restaurant manager, you need to pull in an extra bartender for Friday night. You can post an available shift directly from the mobile app, from the manager version. And it's going to go out to all bartenders that are available to work Friday, November 5th that have that position requirement. So if I'm a busser and I can't bartend, I'm not going to receive that notification. But if you have 10 bartenders, all 10 of them can see it. If 5 of them request it, the manager gets to pick who's approved for that shift. When it's approved, the employee that is approved will get the notification, as well as the ones who are not approved will get that same notification that they were not approved for that shift. If I'm going to go in and look at my schedule, all I have to do is click on that day and see that Tuesday the 2nd, I'm working on our default location, which will say it's Matt Cooper's Country Club. The room I'm working in is the grill room. And then right there's the address as well as the bartender. That's the position I'm working from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. There's one little feature in here called Exchange, which you can choose to use that or not. It's also available here at the bottom, which just basically would let me as an employee choose to exchange my shift. So I can swap it with another employee, or I can just post for a drop, meaning that I don't need to pick up another shift. I just want to drop this one. So anybody who's willing to pick it up can pick that up. Once again, this will all go through management approval. So if you schedule 10 people and you expect those 10 to show up and 10 different ones do, that's not going to be the case. You'll know because those exchanges or posts for drop will have to go through the approval process. Back to the calendar. If I do want to adjust my availability, I can go and select availability, and for ease of clicking through here, I can click all day for this week. Or if I want to do a specific time frame on Saturday the 6th, I can say, you know what, Saturday, I'm available starting at 8 a.m., but I'm only available until we'll go 2 p.m. and we'll click done. I can repeat these as well too, really easily if I want to. But right here, now Saturday, I'm available from that time. From here, this will allow me then to see that now I have those days marked available. The manager can see those as well. Just because I don't put my availability in here doesn't mean I cannot be scheduled. The only thing that you cannot override on a schedule is approved time off, which is done through management as well too. Then the last piece on this part is going to be the time off. I can click that little button down there. I can click the plus up top, and I can go in and say I want the 18th off. Request date, and we'll say it is for vacation. I can type a note here. Management will receive that. Will request time off. You'll actually see a push notification. That's my manager app letting me know that an employee's requested that time off. The last couple areas in here, notifications, as I mentioned, shifts. These are going to be relatable to those schedule changes and updates. Company notifications are unique, just similar to the Jonas member facing app, where we can send out kind of custom tailored notifications saying that it's Taco Tuesday or it's Surf and Turf Friday, or remember to sign up early for the Thanksgiving extravaganza, anything like that. You can do the same thing, and this is employee targeted. So if it's somebody extended their banquet on Saturday 1 hour, and the staff needs to stay an extra hour for cleanup or anything like that, you can target this to different departments and different positions as well within those departments. You do have the exchange button down here, as I mentioned. I don't have any posts. If I go in and I want to make a post, I can add one and say post a shift. I'll say, you know what, Wednesday, I just want to post this for a drop. I can make a comment, anything I want to in there, post for drop without a note. Everybody else who has this and can work that position and it's available at that time will see that this has been posted. Once people request it, the manager has to go in and approve it. Then the last piece is going to be the time clock in here. This allows staff to clock in and out with their mobile device. This is geofence. So if I do go to clock in, I don't have a shift scheduled. And if believe we'll see this will probably not let me clock in because it won't be assigned to my specific location, but we can find out if it will. See clock in. So right there, I'm not within the geofence location. So you can pinpoint these if you do have multiple food and beverage outlets, or the maintenance area is going to be using this mobile feature. You can target multiple clock-in areas by that specific department or by that location on the club. So you can kind of slide those fences around. So basically, if I'm sitting on my couch and I forgot I had to work today and I'm running 15 minutes late, I can't clock in on the couch and then run to the club and say, no, I was here the whole time. This keeps you and your employees honest, I should say, by having them required within the geofence area for clock-in. Last piece is going to be the account information in here, just my employee ID number and everything else. If they don't have a smartphone as well, this time clock feature can be ran on any tablet device, or if somebody has an old iPhone or a work phone or anything like that laying around, you can turn that specific phone from the manager app into a mobile clock in and clock out area that can be left at the club. So kind of your hardwired terminal. The last thing we're going to look at is going to be the manager app. So as I log in here, looks like I don't have anybody scheduled at my food and beverage location. Let's see if I have anybody else in Thrive here. So this does have people scheduled for that department, and it looks like everybody's running late. But let's say that I'm actually there and nobody clocked in, even though I know everybody showed up on time. I can actually click the 5 hours late, and it's going to default to the time that they're supposed to be there. I can save that. Now Buddy the Elf is clocked in on time. Or if Betty White here, you know, she wasn't 40 minutes late, she was actually only 15 minutes late. I can clock her in, showing that she was 15 minutes late for her time there, as well as when they do clock out, or if they miss a punch, the same piece comes up here. Notifications, if you are using Shift Manager to clock in and clock out, those late notifications can be sent directly to the manager, notifying them that somebody has not clocked in yet, as well as if somebody forgets to punch out or anything along those lines. They can receive notifications, which when we look at the settings, you'll see what I can control and what we can't see. If you want to switch departments, if you are an admin, you can go up here and switch multiple departments. If you're only responsible for one location in one department, you can only see that area. And then as well as if I need to jump to a different date on the calendar, I can do that. Or I can go and even add a shift from the mobile app as well. As mentioned earlier, I can go and say Thrive 2021 is a department, job site. I'll say I need somebody in the grill room. Position, I need a bartender. I can create shift. And then employee, I can assign a specific employee from here if I'd like to. But we'll say that I need this for Friday from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. Done. And then if there's any breaks in here or anything like that, I can schedule them. And as I mentioned, if I want to schedule a specific employee, so you can see the push notification features, I can add myself, click save. That push notifications from the employee app saying that my schedule's been updated. I can now go in and view that from an employee view. The one piece I think is amazing about this app is going to be this directory piece. This has every staff member that you have, as well as contact information, what departments they can work, what schedule they have. So this is really nice for any seasonal help. Instead of having to update your personal device with everybody's information, this will sync automatically as soon as they're entered in Shift Manager. They will be available in here. So if I once again want to go and pull up Matt Cooper's information, I can select that. So you can give email address where I can send an email, phone number, I can either text or call from here, as well as what departments they can work, what their wages are. And then I can go in, see some certain skills in here, which is pretty nice for like serve safe certification or anything else. Then I can view their schedule to see when they're working. So right now, looks like Matt isn't working on Saturday, but if I need to call him in, I can call them in really easily, or I can go in and view their individual days just to see what areas that they are working as I click on those different ones. The approval process, as I mentioned earlier, can be done completely remotely with the mobile device for the manager. So I select approvals. I can see here that there's been one shift drop posted. Nobody's requested it yet. There's been no shift exchange approvals. And there should be one time off or vacation day in here. If I do want to go and approve that, I just select it. I can go and either decline or approve. Either one will give a total days for the year. If I go and approve it, time off, this is now once again the employee saying that my time off request has been approved. As mentioned earlier, under the settings, these are the different notifications that you can get: approvals, clock in and out, exceptions late, and missing clock. If you want to increase security on the specific device, You can use a manager pin to log in. So every time a manager opens this app, they have to click the pin, corresponding language, sign out. Then once again, as earlier, time clock mode. If you want to use a device for a time clock specifically, this does lock onto the time clock screen. If the employee wishes to get out of it, they will have to go into the admin access and then enter in the admin password to leave, so they cannot go in and use it for something else. Try to do that now so we don't get locked in here. And now we're good to go. We're back on our device here. But that's really the overview. As mentioned, we do have those 3 different pieces of our applications there. We have the member facing with the member mobile apps. We have the internal mobile point of sale, as well as we do have our scheduling and staffing mobile apps. That is it. Have a great day.